And we can. We are going to play today with all sorts of variations of sun salutation. So let's start at the very back of our mat. And I'm standing such that you guys can see both myself and the reflection in the mirror. And we're going to start with just breathing. Maybe close your eyes if that feels good. Whatever you have done this morning, I hope you're warm. And this is time to start to relax and be just a tiny bit more mindful, specifically about how your body feels. That's basically what I mean when I say mindful. Observe your body, lift your toes for me, and then place one at a time all the way back down on the mat. As you do that, most likely the distance between your toes is going to grow, and that kind of feels good. And then go ahead and lift your right heel, stretching and feeling a good lengthening in the sole of your right foot, and then bring that heel slightly side to side. A little bit of an odd movement perhaps, but it's a good one for our ankles. Good, and then let's place that right heel back on the floor. And now we're going to do the same thing with the left one. Feeling the stretch in the sole of the foot. In the meantime, keep pulling your shoulders back. Keep opening up your chest. And now heel is moving side to side. Pressing a little bit more into tiny toe or the big toe. And then placing them back, placing the heel back on the floor. Let's lift up on our tippy toes. Just a little tiny bit of that balancing, engaging all the nice, strong muscles in our calves and our hamstrings and our quads. Good, and then slowly drop your heels back on the floor, lock your knees, and open up through your chest just a tiny bit more. Place both of your hands on your belly. Feeling your breathing a little bit. Good, and then let's open up. Reaching your arms overhead. If your shoulders come up to your ears, no big deal. Reach your right arm. And now the left one. Good. Open up. Gently lean back. Don't overwhelm your body quite yet. Rotate your palms away from each other. Separate your arms for our first swan dive. Keeping your back easy, happy. Good. Drop your hands on the floor. If you cannot reach, don't worry about it. Drop your head, relax through your shoulders. Try and keep your feet really, really flat and your legs as straight as you can. Gently shift your hips side to side, just to kind of feel your hamstrings. Feel that good things are happening. And then go ahead and start to lift up to a very, very round spine. And once again, maybe close your eyes and feel that what exactly you're having to do in order to come all the way and unravel your spine. So you're tucking your tailbone under, you're really rounding your spine, and you're coming one vertebra at a time until you're all the way in. And once again, reach your arms all the way up, 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 up. Separate your fingers this time, keeping your elbows crazy locked, really, really open. And release all of that. Clasp your hands above your head and gently pull to your right. Maybe shift your hips just a tiny bit to the left. Easy does it. Inhale through the center and let's go in the opposite direction. Again, easy does it. And come back through the center. Place your hands on the back of your head. Elbows are slightly back. This time, try and drop your shoulders as much as you can. Lift your chest, lift your sternum, lift your chin just a tiny bit, and actually drop your head into your hands. That will automatically arch your back, and I hope this feels good. One more breath. And now release your arms to the sides and go ahead and swan dive. Good. Now this time, go ahead and place your hands either, if you can, your fingertips on the floor right under your chest, and you're trying to basically bring the back, your entire torso parallel to the floor. If your hands do not reach there, couple of options, either place it on the block or just place your hands on your shins. That's fine too, so that you're kind of creating that L shape here. And the hinge is definitely at the hips, not at your lower back. Please create that tension in your core muscles in order to support your lower back. Beautiful. Drop once again. Relax through and soften your knees this time. Really, really drop your head, lengthening your neck. Now in this position, expand the distance between your shoulder blades. Reach your arms behind your knees and hug your knees. You're resting your chest on your thighs. Your knees are soft. And your spine is once again really long. And then go ahead and release that and straighten your knees again and start to lift up once again. Tuck your tailbone under. You're probably having to use your core muscles in order to start to lift all the way up. Lengthen, open, feel really good. And once again, observe your body. Is there a particular spot that you're not very comfortable? If it is, pay specific attention to it. Breathe a little bit into it. All right, draw your arms behind you, clasp your hands. Once again, we're slightly arching our back, but the attention is more to your chest coming as forward as possible. Open one more time. Reach your arms once again, all the way up. Clasp this time your left wrist and pull it gently to the right. A little tiny bit more effort here as you're trying to lock both of your elbows. And now come through the center. This really warms up the arms and the shoulders. And let's switch. Clasp that right wrist, pulling to the left. Wonderful. And this time, when you come all the way up, release the clasp, place your hands together in a prayer, and really drop your arms behind you, lift your chin. Definitely much more effort here on the part of your spine. And bring your hands down to your heart center and continue with the forward fold. Place this time your hands all the way on the floor, even if you have to bend your knees, and walk your hands into a plank position. As you come to the plank position, drop your knees to the mat and bring your hips all the way back. Keep your toes tucked in. I want you to really stretch the soles of your feet for just one more second here. Or rather breath. Good, and then come forward into tabletop position. And let's see how our hips are doing. Let's see how our balance is. Spine is a little bit more open, so go ahead and reach your left leg all the way out, but please make sure you're not bringing your hip up. Your hips are still nice and strong. Bring your right hand onto the lower back. Find that wonderful, that balance distance between your left hand and your right knee. Inhale and lift both your chin and the toes of your left leg. Keep your hips square. And then from here, we're going to round the back, bringing our knee with an exhale towards our nose and nose toward our knee. And again, nice and long belly. Lift. And now very round and long spine with an exhale. One last time. Opening, lengthening, pulling our shoulders back, arching our back, really exaggerating that movement. And then coming in, touching, and opening. All right, left knee comes on the mat, right hand comes on the mat. Shift your hips gently side to side. Rearrange your spine, reset your muscles. This time your right leg goes out. You right away start to feel different pressure on your right shoulder. Once again, finding our hips, pulling our left shoulder back. Left hand is on the lower back. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come in, knee to your nose. Once again, inhale, lift, pull your shoulder back. And come in. One last time. Inhale, open, 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 open. And exhale, come in. You probably have felt it also in your hamstrings. Bring that right knee back on the floor and bring your left hand on the floor. And once again, shift your hips side to side. We're going to actually open up a little bit more in the hips. So bring your hips all the way down to the left, tap the floor, come through the center, and come to the right, tap the floor. 2 more times in each direction. Go ahead and drop with an inhale. Even if you are sinking into your shoulder, that's okay. Just feel a good stretch. 1 more time. And 1 more time to the right. Don't lose the distance between your knees as you come back into your neutral position. Wonderful. So this time, I'm going to really challenge the hips. And I need you to bring your right leg out again. I need you to bring your left arm out. And this, we're going to separate them and move them rather away from each other. So right now, that long line between your fingertips and your toes, and you are adjusting your balance, not leaning anywhere, and very gently with an exhale, you're going to bring your right leg out to the right and left arm out to the left. With an inhale, we're coming back, lengthening just a tad, and once again, moving as close to 90 degrees as possible, and then back. One last time. Good, beautiful. Coming back in, place your left hand on the floor. Bring your right foot between your hands, around your back. Open up the distance between your body and the mat, and bring your right foot forward. Shifting your hips gently side to side. If you need to use any tools here in order to lift yourself, make sure that you're not hanging and bringing your shoulder to your right knee. Everything is really working and stretching. 1 more breath. Very nice. Tuck your left toes, straighten your left knee, press a little bit back so that you're opening up that left calf. Just a couple more breaths, maybe pressing forward and back, opening up the hip flexor. Beautiful. Drop that left knee back on the floor, release your left toes, and round your back as you're lifting and placing your right leg back. Beautiful. All right. So reassess the neutral position. Left leg goes out. Everything is once again square. Your shoulders, your neck, your hips. Right arm goes in the opposite direction. Toes are pointing. Fingertips are far away from your toes. Inhale, and with an exhale, we're moving our left leg out to the left and right arm out to the right. Inhaling, coming forward. And exhaling, going to 90 degrees, or as close as you can. And again, inhaling, and again, make a mental note. Is one side a little bit more flexible than the other? And coming back in. Good. Right hand comes on the floor, around your back, tuck your knee under, and do your very best to bring that left foot between your hands in just that one swift motion. Good chances you're going to get stuck, no big deal, help yourself. But that is assessing the distance between your belly and the mat is what's going to really help us out. So moving once again, side to side, not leaning into our left thigh, keeping our back and arms really active, and tuck your right toes. Now straighten that right knee, and let's press gently. So if you're pressing into your left foot and your body's kind of going back and you're locking that right knee, you should feel a good stretch in your calf and in the toes. And then start to move gently forward and back just to kind of exaggerate the stretch in that right hip flexor. We're not ready to put any weight on it quite yet. So go ahead and drop that right knee back on the floor. Release your right toes, round your back, and see if you can lift and release that left knee. So we're more or less open in our legs. We're definitely open in our spine. And now we're going to open up and warm up our shoulders. So arching our back, and that's thing number one, rolling our shoulders back. And I'm going to ask you to drop your elbows down. So the point here is to warm up our triceps. Please do not bring your elbows out. So arms are parallel to each other. All you're doing is you're basically dropping down, and with an exhale, you're lifting up. Again, in that nice straight line. And again, dropping down and lifting up. And try not to drop your chin as you do that. Last time, dropping down, and we're going to stay here and warm up our triceps just a tiny bit more. Keeping your shoulders far and shoulder blades together. Bring your chest as low between your hands as you can, and then press it back. And again, inhaling forward, back is still arched. And come back. One last time. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back. You should definitely feel that your triceps have worked. And now we're ready to do our first chaturanga. Inhale. Elbows are pointing back. Chest is dropping between our hands. Our hips are still slightly up. Pausing here for just a sec. And then slithering ourselves forward. Release your toes. Stay here in low cobra for just a sec. Now press into your hands and lift all the way up into full cobra. And then from here, tuck your toes, or you can actually keep your toes extended, and then straighten your knees such that they're no longer touching the floor. Now we are in upward facing dog, and our chest is really open, and we look very proud, very flexible. And now step over your toes unless they were already tucked in. Inhale, squeeze your belly button into your spine and lift your hips all the way up, keeping your back as arched as possible. First down dog. The back side of our leg should be a little tiny bit more open because of all the forward folds that we have done. But please go ahead and do a little tiny bit more as you're bending one knee as the opposite heel is reaching the floor. And then we're going back and forth, back and forth. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this practice, this is sun salutation deconstructed. So this is what I want you to try and do. And you don't have, you can just listen to my voice. You don't have to even look at the screen. So imagine a couple of things. That somebody has tied a tail on a rope, to your tailbone, and is pulling that tailbone up. And the other one, that your back is so arched that when you drop the head, you can touch the top of your head to the floor, and your arms are way above your ears. And don't worry if it's not working out. I just want you to have that image. So go ahead and lift up through your chest and come all the way back forward into your upward facing dog. Now the core and definitely the shoulders. Don't worry about the chaturanga quite yet. Once again, make a mental note of how your lower back is feeling and how your hip flexors are varying, right from your left. Again, inhale. And with an exhale, there comes that rope that is pulling your tailbone all the way up. As you're pressing into your hands like you're pressing the world away from you. Very nice. Inhale. And with an exhale, once again, go forward. Come through your plank position. Drop your knees on the floor, roll your shoulders back. Elbows are going to once again go all the way toward your waist. And we're going to drop our chest between our arms, but this time I want you to squeeze your rib cage between your triceps. Just squeeze and hold like they're shells. One more breath. And now go ahead and continue on, down, forward, and once again, up into upward facing dog. So your knees are really straight and they're no longer touching the floor. Should feel a little bit better on your hip flexor now. Inhale, and with an exhale, up again, all the way, all the way, all the way. All right, so let's see what our balance looks like here between our feet and our hands. All right, so if we are in perfect balance, when I let go of my left hand, for example, nothing should really move. Test that. If something is moving, make adjustments and then try and do the same thing on the other side. Definitely got to use your core and your leg and your arm muscles much more here, but just test it out. And then right hand comes back, good. And now we're going to release our right leg up. And then just like we did when we were in our tabletop position, we're going to go ahead and round our back, lifting on our tippy toes on the left side so that we have plenty of space for that right leg to come all the way through. And I want you to try and go as slow as you can. And then drop that right foot on between your hands. All right, so this time we're definitely going to work a little bit more on the legs. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and press into your right foot. This is the leg that's working right now as you're lifting up. Take it easy. Lift up, high, and then low. See where your body is today. See how far you're willing to go. Hands are light there in front of your chest. Your chest is pressing forward. Your back is just a tiny bit arched. Neck is super long. One more breath. Good. Bring your hands back down on the floor. And we're going to once again round and lift our backs so that we can bring our legs through and all the way back up towards the sky. And then right leg goes down. And we're playing a little bit now with our balance. Once again, shifting our hips side to side. Release your left hand again. Reset that balance. What's changed? And then bring your left hand down. And bring your right hand towards your chest or just let it go. Once again, check your balance. And then place that right hand back on the floor. Great. Arch your back. Inhale, left leg rises. Just go as far as you feel comfortable, but this also should enhance the stretch in the back of your right leg. Go ahead and bend that left knee, lift up on your right tippy toes as you are moving forward. Placing that left foot on the floor between your hands. Good. All right. Hopefully we are open enough here. So now we're just working on the strength. And go ahead and lift up. And again, play a little bit with the knee. How deep you want to go? What is happening there? How does that knee feel vis-a-vis your hips, your shoulders, your very light hands, your very happy chest? And breathe. Good. Wonderful. All right. Everything is more or less ready. And we're going to go ahead and bring our hands back on the floor. Once again, round and lift our hips and back. And lift our left leg one more time. All the way out. And down to the floor. Yes. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and play a little bit with what's happening with our knees here. So go ahead and soften your knees and walk your feet towards your hands. Place your feet in between your hands with your knees very bent. Your knees are pressing gently into each other. So do your feet and so do your ankles. And then you're going to imagine that there's a little chair behind you and you're sitting into it. Make sure that the body weight is throughout your entire foot. And then start to gently lift up And we already have learned how to arch our back and how to pull our shoulders back and how to reach our chest forward. And this is our chair pose. And this is the easy chair pose. And now we're going to go ahead and lift all the way up. And we are back to our mountain pose, but this time we are at the front of the mat. Nice journey. All right, so we're ready, and we're going to go for our first real sun salutation. Follow. Inhale, open up. Swan dive with an arch back, hinging at the hips. Arms are all the way away from each other. You are that beautiful swan that's diving in. Lifting up into standing tabletop, so hands are either on the floor or on your shins, bringing your body parallel to the floor, neck is long, take your time. And then hands are coming back on the floor, and your knees are going to be slightly bent, and you can either step back or hop back into your plank position. Whatever works best for you works for me. Perfect. Now you are in the plank position. If you're ready to go through your chaturanga on your toes, that's awesome. Otherwise, drop on your knees. And once again, what we're doing is slithering our way all the way up into upward facing dog. Good. Touch your toes. Inhale. And with an exhale, shift your hips all the way up. All right. Right leg rises. We've got the balance between our shoulders and the hips. We have figured out what is happening now with our right foot. This time our left foot is going to gently rotate, and we're going to place our left foot diagonally. Lifting all the way up. Here's the trick. The minute the left hip is going to left heel goes back, our left hip will want to follow. Please don't let it. Place your hands on the hips and make sure that they're all very ready to face the same direction as your right toes and as the right knee. Good. Inhale, open up. This is our warrior two. Drop into your right knee as far as you feel comfortable at the moment. And then with an exhale, bring your hands back. Drag that right leg back. Chaturanga. Knees or toes, perfectly fine. And down dog. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg rises. And then bring that left foot forward. Rotate your right heel without rotating your hips. So not this, this. Find your angle, using your core muscles. Lift up. Once again, place your hands on your hips, making sure that they are equal. Nothing is happening here with the lower back. It's all really working in unison. Drop into that left knee as far as you can and reach your arms overhead. Maybe slightly arch your back. This is going to get much faster and much harder, which is why it's so very important to have our body so ready. All right, and with the next exhale, dropping our hands back down on the floor, releasing our right heel, bringing our left leg back, knees or toes, chaturanga. Nice. Come back into the down dog. And then from here, we're going to return back to the front of the mat. Several options: walking, hopping, or one big leap. And wherever you are, once your feet are parallel or right in between your hands, place everything together, press your knees together, press your ankles together. This is where the energy comes from, and start to lift up into your chair pose. Neck is long, so is your throat. And with your next exhalation, lift all the way up. All right, after so many minutes in the session, we have finally done our first sun salutation. Now we're going to go a little bit faster, and we're going to start adding a whole bunch of different elements to it. We're going to be very open and very warm at the end of it. All right, we're ready? All right, inhale, open up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, standing tabletop. Remind your hips that they need to hinge, not your lower back. Next exhalation, soften your knees, place your hands on the floor. Step or hop back. Knees or toes. Chaturanga. Inhaling at the top, exhaling at the down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bring it forward. Rotate your left heel. Remember, your left hip still remains square. Lifting up, warrior one. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Gently lean back. This time I want your back to work. See if you can press into your right knee just a tad more. No pain. And hands come back to the floor. Right leg goes back. Inhale, chaturanga. Inhale at the top. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Bring your left foot forward. That is your exhalation. Rotate your right heel. Remind your hips to face forward. Use your core and your back and your left leg muscles. Lift up into your warrior one. Warrior one is a warrior position, so everything is working. Gently lean back. Nice long inhale. Exhale, hands come back down to the floor. Left leg goes back. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale at the top. Exhale, down dog. And then walk, hop, or one leap, and you're moving yourself, your feet between your hands. Dropping, drawing, opening up. And we're back in mountain pose. All right. We're going to start adding a whole bunch of little elements to it. Ready? Inhale, open up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, standing tabletop. Exhale, down, hop, step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot forward, rotate your left heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, arms behind you, clasp your hands. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, lean forward. If you can, drop your head in front of your right foot. Otherwise, bring your right shoulder on top of your right knee and really press your arms as forward over your head as you can. Drop your head. Okay, release. Inhale, open up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands on the floor. Right leg up. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring it forward, rotate your right heel. Inhale, open up. Warrior one. Bring your arms behind you, clasp. Try and bring the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, arch your back. Start to lean forward, coming with that chest, and see how far you can go. And now start to work on bringing your knuckles as far over your head as your shoulders allow you. Great stretch. Also, really great balance. Start to inhale as you lift up. And arms are up. Warrior one once again. Reestablish your balance. Exhale, hands forward. Rotate your right heel, left leg up in the air if you can. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale at the top. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, soften your knees, step. Inhale, watch very closely. So we are in our chair pose. Release your arms for balance. Inhale and drop down. See if you can almost right away find your high boat. If that's not an option, Please use your hands to bring your tailbone. Find your balance. Good. Next inhale, you're gonna lean both with your body and straighten your legs into low boat. Staying here, reaching our arms toward our toes. Toes are really pointing there. One more breath, please. Inhale. Exhale, come in, hug your knees, round your back, give your lower back a little break, and go ahead and rock yourselves into a standing position. Do your best. If you can, don't use your hands. If you have to use your hands, no worries at all. And there you go. And we're back in our chair pose. Inhale. And with an exhale, lifting up into our mountain pose. Inhale, open up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, standing tabletop. Exhale, drop your hands down and hop or step back. Inhale, chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot forward, rotate your left heel. Open up into warrior one. Inhale, and with an exhale, release your left heel as you're rotating to the right side of your body, dropping your arms to the sides. Inhale, warrior one again. Exhale, left heel up, and you're in the rotation. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Legs are working. Drop as low as you can, and then inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands back on the floor. Right leg back, maybe up in the air, maybe on the floor, maybe on top of your left foot, whatever works. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, forward. Rotate your right heel. As you do that, opening up into warrior one. Get ready. Inhale, open up. Exhale, right heel comes up as you need that space, and we're rotating to the left, arms at a T. Inhale, up. And exhale, rotate. One more time. Inhale, up into warrior one. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, up. Exhale, coming back down with our hands, left leg back, maybe on top of your right, maybe up in the air, maybe parallel to it. Exhale, open up, tuck your toes, down dog with an exhale. Inhale, soften your knees, hop, step forward. Once again, lifting up into chair. Inhale, reach your arms out, and exhale, come into high boat. Inhale, low, exhale, up. Inhale, low, exhale, up. Inhale, low, exhale, up. One more time, inhale, low, exhale, up. Hug your knees, round your back. And we're gonna once again lift up into our chair pose. And from here, into our mountain. Heart rate is slightly up. Breathe. Calm yourselves down. Relax through your shoulders. We're going to now start to compare ourselves now to us about 45 minutes ago. Reach your arms up. Clasp your hands and gently lean to the right. Shift your hips. Come through the center with an inhale, and with an exhale, lean to the left, shifting hips to the right. Come back through the center. Place your hands once again on the back of your head. Remember that one? Now rest your head in your palms. Drop your elbows, let them be really heavy, and see if there is a difference in the way your spine feels. Is it harder? Is it easier? Are you a little bit more open? Nice. Good. With your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up, separate your hands, swan dive. Once again, hinging at the hips. Now reach your hands wherever they do. Is that where they were when we started? I hope not. I hope that something really good has happened to your hamstrings and to your shoulders and to your spine. And now gently shift your hips side to side. Good. Soften your knee. In fact, bend your knees. Lift up into your chair pose. And once again, the question, are your legs warm enough? Are they flexible enough? Is this easy? Is it easy to hold your spine nice and arched? Go ahead and bring your elbows all the way to the right side and hook against that right knee. This is our last set of rotation. Gently press your right hand into your left hand. So this will help you bring that right shoulder up. Make sure that your left knee did not suddenly pop up. If it did, it's because your hips are no longer perfectly square. So just play with that a little bit. Good. Drop your hips low enough so that your heart is a little bit higher than your hips. Good. Lifting up. Coming to the other side. Hooking. And then going through exact same process, making sure that the right knee is where it belongs. You're pressing your left hand into your right, you're dropping your hips down, so your heart is higher than your hips. Nice. Lifting all the way up. Opening up and coming down into a comfortable seated position. As we wind down, and hopefully feeling a little bit more open, we're gonna now play a little bit with opening up our spine just a tad. Reach your arms up, rotate to the right. Left hand ends up on your right knee, and your right hand is behind you. Just one more breath. Looking over that right shoulder, keep opening up your chest, inhaling up, and exhaling to the left. Right hand on your left knee, left one behind you. Try not to round your back, all about the rotation. Your back is very vertical. Gently look over your left shoulder. Nice. Reach your arms up again. Place them on your knees and press your left hand into your left knee, rotating your left shoulder towards your right knee. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side one last time. Good. And then bring your hands in front and reach. The hips should be pretty open. We've done a lot with them today. The lower back should be more or less. Lower back should be very happy, but if you had any issues, this should definitely feel like a good recovery. In this position, drop your head and straighten your arms and see if you can crawl your fingertips just a tiny bit further forward. This is a really good stretch, at least that's where I feel it in my underarms. And then gently arch your back, lift up through your chest, nice and proud. Walk your hands back. Good. Reach both of your arms, hands in a prayer above your head. Pull your shoulders back, shoulder blades together. Strong body, calm mind. Bring your hands down to your heart center. And we are done for the day. Namaste.